If I lost everything tomorrow and had to start a brand new business this year with no audience and no savings, I wouldn't panic because starting a business has never been simpler or cheaper than it is right now.
There's never been a better time to be an inventor and a pioneer than right now because the world is on fire with new ideas and with AI and space opportunities. We're in the middle of multiple golden ages right now.
This is the best time ever in the history of technology, ever, period, to start a company.
99% of small businesses you can start with next to no capital. It's more about effort.
Americans filed a record 5.67 million business applications in 2025, the most in history according to the US Census Bureau. So while everyone online keeps telling you the dream is dead and the economy is rigged, more people are quietly betting on themselves than at any point ever.
The US is marking Small Business Week, and new data finds more Americans are jumping on the small business bandwagon.
Data is showing us that last year, a record number of people applied to be small business owners.
This isn't just about business, it's about taking back control of your time, your income, your life. And I'm gonna walk you through the exact steps I'd follow in order to do it from scratch.
Where are you going to spend your time and your energy is one of the most important decisions you get to make in life.
I am in control of everything that happens to me. Everything. Everything that will happen in my life, I will be the master of.
One of the most important things you have in your life is time. It's one of your greatest assets, or it's your liability.
When I was 20 years old, I had a little software company and I was making $300 a month. I was so broke and so ashamed of it that I lied to my own friends and pretended I was living the hustle lifestyle when the truth is I couldn't even afford $20 for a night out and beer. One night I was sitting there crying, ready to quit, completely convinced that I just wasn't smart enough to pull this off. And then something hit me that changed the whole direction of my life and my company. Somebody had already figured this out. I don't have to be a genius. I don't have to have the skills or information yet. And I can model someone who has already done it. So I went and studied how Bill Gates built Microsoft. He had a software company. I had a software company. Everyone assumes Microsoft blew up because of some genius piece of code, but it didn't. It blew up because Gates made a deal with IBM, the #1 computer maker in the entire world at the time, so that every single computer they shipped came with Microsoft software already loaded on it. But here's the part that almost nobody talks about. Microsoft was already a $7 million company before that famous IBM deal ever happened. And when I dug into how Gates got from zero to that first 7 million, the answer was the exact same word: partnerships. He didn't outwork everyone, although he worked very hard. He partnered with people who already had what he needed. So I went back to work the very next morning, copied that one single idea, stopped trying to do everything alone, and closed my first deal for $13,500. Bill Gates kept me in business, and I never once met the man. Right now, you're probably thinking, it's easy for me to say all this because I have a big audience today. But if you took every single follower away from me tomorrow, I promise you I would not start by trying to go viral on YouTube. Building an audience from scratch, it takes 3, 5 more years. And most people run out of motivation and money and quit long before it ever pays them anything. So forget about followers at the start. Forget about the perfect logo. Forget about waiting until you feel ready, because ready is not the truth. And so here's exactly what I would do instead, starting from absolute zero, step by step. Get to $96,000 with just 4 clients. So the first thing I do is ignore almost everything you think a business needs. I would not build a website. I've personally helped launch multi-million-dollar companies that didn't even have a website when they signed their first clients. So a website is not the thing standing between you and your money. It's just a comfortable thing to hide behind, feeling like you have to get this thing done. Instead, I'd lock onto one piece of dead simple math and let it run my entire life. I need to get 4 people paying me $2,000 a month. That is the whole goal. Not 400 customers, not some giant viral launch, not a warehouse full of inventory, just 4 people who get enough value for you that they will pay you $2,000 every single month. 4 clients at $2,000 a month is $96,000 a year, which means you have a almost 6-figure business built on just 4 relationships, and it gives you the survivable cash flow you need to build everything else on top of it. So the only question that matters on day one is simple. What can you do that's worth $2,000 a month to somebody else? And this year, that list is huge. You can set up AI systems and automations for companies that they're drowning in their busy work. You can run ads on their social media. You can consult in a skill that you already have. Pick the one thing that you're best at and can start delivering this week and price it at $2,000 a month or more, so the math works fast and you're not grinding to make 100 tiny little sales. You do not need 1,000 customers. You need 4 yeses. And when you stop thinking that you need to build some massive company and you realize you just need 4 people to say yes, the whole thing stops feeling impossible and starts feeling like something you could go and do this week. Mind the network you already have. Here's where almost everybody freezes. They think they have to go find total strangers and somehow convince them out of thin air to buy from you, right? You don't. To land those first 4 clients, I would start by auditing the resources and the people already sitting in my phone, in my contacts right now. I don't want you throwing a bunch of spaghetti at the wall, answering fake questions in your own head about whether you're qualified or whether you're ready. I want you to go out to the people you already know. If your brother and your sister run chiropractic clinics or your friend owns a med spa, you go straight to them first. You don't reinvent the wheel. You offer to run their ads or handle the service for them, even cheap or free at the start, so you can learn the industry from the inside and walk away with your very first real testimonials and case studies to share. Those early wins are absolutely everything, because proof is the thing that lets you walk into the next conversation and charge full price with total confidence. Being leads to doing here. The moment you decide that you are the person who solves this problem, you stop researching and you start reaching out to the people who already know you, already like you, and already pick up the phone when you call them. So you're not starting from 0 connections right now, even if it feels that way. Your network, not your wallet, is your real startup capital. And the good news is you already have one. You just never asked it for anything. Make your first offer impossible to turn down. So when you reach out to those first 3 people, the worst thing you can do is show up sounding desperate or trying to sell some big, vague, expensive package. Instead, I would lead with a clear result and almost no risk for them at all. So pick one specific painful problem that you already know how to fix and offer to fix just that one thing. Tell them you'll do it at a low starter rate, or even tie your pay to the result that you get them. So the only way they lose is if you don't deliver. That one move, it melts their fear away, because now they aren't gambling on you. They're just saying yes to an outcome that they already want anyway. So don't pitch them a long list of features and deliverables, because features confuse people, and a confused person, they don't buy from you. So pitch them the after. Paint a clear picture of exactly where their business will be once their problem is finally gone, and let them feel it for a second, right? Then the very second you get them a real result, you ask for 2 simple things. You ask for a short testimonial in their own words, and you ask them who else they know that has that exact same problem. That becomes a flywheel for you. That one happy client instantly becomes both your proof and your next referral source, and you use that momentum to raise your price a little bit and go land the next one. You're not trying to close 1,000 deals or be everywhere at once. You are just trying to make your very first client so ridiculously happy that getting your second, third, and fourth starts to feel almost easy. So get that first yes this week, over deliver like your life depends on it, and from there you let the proof do the selling for you. Build your money 50. So once you get that first bit of cash flow coming in, you stop hunting one client at a time and you start scaling through relationships instead of ads. I would build what I call my money 50 list. This is what we teach inside our Movement Makers program. Here's how it works. You pick 5 different categories of people, and then you go 10 people deep in each category. So you end up with a written list of 50 names. These are people who, if they did know you, if they did like you, if they did trust you, could each be worth 6 figures or even 7 figures to your business every single year. And here's the key that most people miss. These usually are not your current customers. They're referral partners. They might be CPAs or lawyers or property managers, agency owners, the people who already have a deep, trusted relationship with the exact audience that you're trying to reach. One single CPA can send you 30 clients without you even spending $1 on advertising, because their clients already do whatever they recommend. So write those 50 names down on one page, you put it where you see it every day, and you treat that list like it's made of gold, because getting in front of those 50 people is the entire game. You don't need a million customers. You need a handful of powerful relationships. The person with the best relationships wins every single time. And relationships are completely free to build if you're simply willing to give first before you ever ask for anything. You can also go click the link in the description below and grab the free PDF of this entire video, which has all the steps, a summary, helps you build a simple action plan that can guide you along the way to help get your business off the ground. Check it out in the description below. Start a biz dev show. Now, how do you actually get in front of your Money 50 list when these are busy, important, successful people? Here's the mistake most people make. If you email them and ask to grab a coffee and pick their brain, they will ignore you every time because everybody on earth wants their time and attention. So you flip the whole thing around. You start a simple interview show, what I call a biz dev show, and you invite those exact 50 people to come on as your guests. Almost nobody ever asked them for an interview before, so they say yes because everybody loves being treated like the expert. And here's the beautiful part. You don't need a fancy studio, you don't need expensive gear, you don't need a big audience because going viral is not the point, and the view count doesn't matter at all here because they're telling their story and they don't get a lot of attention typically. The only metric you care about is the relationship. You spend a full hour, you make them look great, you tell their story, you're genuinely curious about their work, and somewhere in the middle of the conversation, you ask one strategic question connected to what you do, just to quietly plant a seed in their mind. And then the moment you stop recording, you make your move. You tell them that you love to be their second opinion or their go-to person in case any of their clients have an issue that obviously you know how to deal with. In 1 hour, you just turn a complete stranger into a warm potential partner who wants to help you, and it costs you exactly $0. There's no faster way on this planet to earn someone's trust than to put them in the spotlight and champion them before you ever ask for a single thing back. Trade your time for a piece of the upside. The next move is the one that truly changes everything, and it's the one that I'd be the most aggressive about this year if I'm trying to build my business. When you're first starting out, it's totally fine to charge a flat monthly fee, but the real wealth is never in trading just your hours for dollars. It's in owning a piece of what you help actually build. So the second I had proof of what I could actually get for results for people, I would stop just being a hired hand. I would walk into an established business that's already making money and say, hey, give me a percentage of the company and I'll come in and be your growth person and your sales engine. If you really want to scale your upside, you take X% of a business in exchange for driving their growth instead of just giving them a flat rate every month. I did this exact same thing with a bunch of agencies I started. I taught them everything I knew about YouTube. I took a 25% split. They had the other 75%. And today they've built up and run 7-figure businesses. I didn't need money to make that deal. I needed a skill that got results and the guts to ask for a percentage instead of just a paycheck. Most people, they're too scared to ask, so they stay employees of their own business forever. If you can deliver real results for someone, then you have the responsibility, I think, to ask for some real upside. If you can, then you must. Let AI be the team you can't afford yet. The last thing I do, and honestly, the biggest reason there has never been a better time in human history to start a business than right now, is to lean on AI like it's an entire team working for you for free. When I started out, I couldn't afford a designer, I couldn't afford a writer, an assistant, or a developer, so I did a lot of it myself, badly, painfully, slowly, and it held me back for years. You don't have that excuse anymore. Do you need your offer written, your emails drafted, your brand designed, your research done, a simple tool built for a client? AI can do a strong first draft of every single one of these things in minutes, and your only job is to add your judgment and your taste on top of it. That's exactly why setting up AI systems for other businesses is one of the best $2,000 a month offers you can possibly sell right now, because every business owner on earth knows they need this and almost none of them have any idea how to actually do it. So don't use AI to replace your thinking. Use it to delete your excuses, right? Every single time you catch yourself saying, I can't afford to do that part, stop and ask whether AI can do that part for you. And in this year, the honest answer is almost always going to be yes. The person who wins today is not the one with the biggest budget or the fanciest university degree. It's the one who's actually willing to roll up their sleeves and use the tools that are already there in your pocket. Your first move is the one that matters. So that's the entire plan. And I want you to notice that not one single step required money, a degree, or permission from anybody. It just required you deciding to start and being willing to model the people who have already done it instead of trying to be a genius all on your own. You don't have to figure it all out today. You just have to take that first step before you feel ready. And congratulations, you're one video closer to who you're meant to be. Believe. Now let's learn the 10 businesses you can start from zero and make real money. You do not need money to start a business that makes $10,000 a month.
One, I would say these days you do not have to have money to make money, which is incredibly powerful.
The biggest lie the system feeds you is that wealth requires capital. But today, your time and hustle are the only currency that actually matter.
For those who are older, who have no more passion, they're burnt out, they're exhausted, it is the highest form of currency.
Because it's not about what you know. You don't need to know the secret formulas. You don't need to have secret connections. If you just get your behavior right and your thinking right, you can do well.
And if you keep waiting for a perfect moment or some rich investor to save you, you will stay trapped in the exact same financial struggle for the rest of your life. Let's look at John Paul DeJoria. He was completely broke and living in his car. He only had $700 to his name. He didn't let his empty bank account stop him from building his business.
So my car was my home where I'm going to live. Got a blanket, a pillow in there. And then to eat, I figured out a way to eat off $2.50 a day.
Paul Mitchell was $700. My partner threw in $350. My mom put in some money, not even knowing that's what she was doing. I put a little bit.
He partnered with a friend and they started selling hair care products door to door. They knocked on doors every single day because they had no money for marketing.
I filled my car full of our products and drove right up Ventura Boulevard in Studio City. It was full of salons. And knocked, like encyclopedias, okay, door to door to door, selling my product, right? I had challenges. One, no distributor, no advertising money. So I went out and it took me a week to get 12 salons to buy my product.
And today, John Paul Mitchell Systems makes over $1 billion a year. He proved that you only need hustle to get out of poverty. Now, you're probably thinking that door-to-door sales is dead and you don't have a physical product to sell anyway. Don't let that be your excuse. Today, the internet is your neighborhood and your digital skills are your products. You have access to billions of people right here on your phone for free. So here are 10 specific businesses you can launch today with $0 to start making real money. Number 1, AI operations consultant. Small business owners are terrified of falling behind, but they have absolutely zero time to learn how artificial intelligence actually works. They see the news, but they do not know where to start. And this is where you step in. You can become an AI consultant using just your computer and free tools. Recent data shows that 64% of businesses expect AI to increase their productivity. You do not need a computer science degree to do this. You can use free platforms to write their marketing emails or automate their customer service replies. You test a few prompts, you track the hours it saves them, and you optimize their daily workflow. When you take the stress off an entrepreneur's shoulder and give them their time back using AI, you are providing massive value. So reach out to 10 local business owners today. Tell them you will automate their inbox for free to prove your worth. When you show them how much time you save them, they will happily pay you for a monthly retainer. Number 2, custom AI assistant builder. Every company wants their own version of ChatGPT trained on their specific data, but they have no idea how to build it. You can build custom AI assistants for businesses without writing a single line of code. Harvard Business Review explains that anyone can now build custom AI models using simple text instructions. You simply take a company's training manuals, upload them into a custom GPT builder, and give them a chatbot that can instantly answer any employee question. Don't let the lack of cash be an excuse. You can use your time to learn this free skill and then charge businesses thousands of dollars to implement it. It is a skill, and you can get better at any skill if you put in the reps. Go to 5 local plumbing or HVAC companies. Ask them what their most common customer question is. Build a free chatbot that answers that exact question and send it to them. Number 3, high-ticket remote sales. If you want to make $10,000 a month quickly, you need to sell expensive things. You do not need to invent the expensive thing. You just need to sell it for someone else. High-ticket remote sales means that you take phone calls, Zoom calls for experts who are selling $5,000 plus coaching programs or software. Entrepreneur Magazine notes that remote sales requires zero upfront cost and offers massive earning potential. You don't need to build a website or run ads. The business owner already does the marketing. They just need someone to close the deal. So you get on the phone or Zoom call, you ask the prospects about their problems, and you offer the solution. You get paid a 10% commission on everything that you sell. If you close one $5,000 deal a day, you make $500 a day. You have to endure the learning curve. You'll be terrible at your first 10 sales calls, expect to suck at the beginning, but your 11th call might completely change your financial reality. Number 4, short form video strategist. Every business knows they need to be on TikTok, YouTube Shorts, and Instagram Reels. The problem is that most business owners are stiff, boring, and have no idea how to hook a viewer. You can become a short-form video strategist. HubSpot data shows that short-form video can have a high return on investment. You do not just edit the videos, you tell the business owner exactly what to say. You write the hooks, you can use free AI tools to add captions and fast cuts. I hated my first 350 videos. I could not watch them back because I was so embarrassed, but I kept putting in the reps. You can use your phone to film a local real estate agent and give 3 tips for buying a house. Edit it for free. When that video gets them a new client, they will hire you to do it every single week. Number 5, email list monetization. Most creators and businesses have a list of past customers sitting completely ignored in an email database. That is pure cash waiting to be collected. You can offer to manage and monetize their email list. Campaign Monitor reports that email marketing produces an average return of $36 for every $1 spent. So you go to a business and you say you will write 1 weekly email to their list for free. You tell them you only get paid a percentage of the new sales that come directly from your emails. This becomes a no-brainer for the business owner because there's zero risk for them. You use AI to help you write engaging stories and practical offers, and it costs you $0 to start. Number 6, B2B lead generation. Business to business companies survive on leads. If an agency sells a $10,000 service, they desperately need to talk to qualified buyers. You can build a business simply by finding those buyers and setting up the meetings. G2 reports that lead generation is the top priority for marketers, but over 60% struggle to find high quality leads. You do not need to be an expert in their industry. You just need to be relentless on LinkedIn and email. You find the target audience, you send a highly personalized message, and you book the meeting on the agency's calendar. You charge a flat fee for every qualified meeting that shows up. Your purpose comes from your pain. If you know what it feels like to be broke, use that pain to motivate your hustle. Reach out to 50 marketing agencies today and offer to book their next 3 meetings for free. Number 7, no-code automation architect. Businesses lose thousands of hours every year doing boring, repetitive tasks. They copy data from emails into spreadsheets and then from spreadsheets into billing software. You can eliminate this manual work by becoming a no-code automation architect. Zapier highlights that no-code tools allow anyone to build complex software integrations without knowing how to program. You connect their different apps so they talk to each other automatically. You are giving people their time back. Wealthy people will gladly pay you to get their time back. And you can learn these platforms for free on YouTube. The best teachers in the world are on YouTube right now. So look at a local accounting firm, see what manual data entry they do, build an automation that does it instantly, and show them how it works. Number 8, YouTube click-through rate specialist. If a YouTube video has a bad title and a boring thumbnail, nobody will click on it. It does not matter how good the video is. Creators are desperate for higher click-through rates. You can build a highly profitable business by designing thumbnails and writing titles. YouTube officially states that 90% of the best performing videos have custom thumbnails. You can use free software to design the graphics. You study the psychology of what makes people click. You find a YouTuber with 50,000 plus subscribers who gets terrible views. You redesign their last 3 thumbnails for free and send them over. When their views double, they will hire you to do every video going forward. So stop worrying about looking successful and start doing the unglamorous work that actually pays. And bonus tip for anybody who's really trying to take YouTube split testing seriously, I built a software. It's called Brandlytics.ai. We'll link it up in the description below. That's a tool the big YouTubers are using to be able to identify the videos that are underperforming and run the split test to improve their performance. Number 9, paid community manager. The biggest trend online right now is private paid communities. Creators are launching groups where members pay $99 a month to learn, but these creators do not have the time to actually run the community. Influencer Marketing Hub reports that the creator economy is now worth over $100 billion, driven heavily by direct community monetization. So you can step in as a community manager. You welcome new members, you host weekly video calls, you organize the content. You are the glue that holds the group together. Find a creator that you already follow and love. Message them and offer to moderate their communities for free for 2 weeks. When you increase their member retention, they will happily pay you a percentage of the monthly recurring revenue. And number 10, starting a YouTube channel. You have a computer in your pocket, with a camera that connects you to the entire world. Starting a YouTube channel costs you $0. You just press record and you start sharing your story, your skills, your journey. Forbes highlights that building a digital audience is one of the most powerful, low-cost business models available today. The key is your titles and your thumbnails, and you have to hook the viewer instantly. So commit to posting one video a week for an entire year. You might feel like you're too shy and nobody will care about what you have to say. I'm an introvert and I struggle deeply with putting myself out there too. But I realized that quality of thought, right, here is more important than quality of production. So your lighting might be bad and your audio might be a little echoey, but if your message helps one person change their life, it's worth it. So stop overthinking the perfect setup. Take out your phone, look into the lens, and teach someone how to solve a problem that you have already solved for yourself. Your audience is waiting for you to step up and lead. So hopefully now your excuses are officially gone. You have the tools, the strategies, and the power to completely rewrite your financial future right now. Do not let another day slip by wishing your life was different while you still are stuck standing still. Take the risk, do the work, and build the life you actually deserve. Now let's learn the one decision that can change your financial future forever. You don't need multiple streams of income to get rich.
3 wonderful businesses. It's more than you need in this life to do very well. And 3 of those will be better than 100 average businesses.
Splitting your focus across 5 different side hustles guarantees that you fail at all of them.
Diversification is a protection against ignorance.
The key resource you have to deal with is your time and how you spend time. So, I'm always trying to make sure that I'm only doing the things that are important.
Well, focusing is saying yes, no. Focusing is about saying no.
If you refuse to go all in on your one true genius, you'll stay stuck in the exact same painful place 10 months from now. Bill Gates and Warren Buffett are 2 of the richest men in history. One night they were at a dinner party together. Someone asked them both to write down the single most important factor for their massive success on a piece of paper. They did not look at what the other person was writing, but when they turned their papers over, they had both written the exact same word: focus.
So Bill and I, right after we met, had a group of about 20 write down on a sheet of paper one word that they thought accounted for their success. And Bill and I, who may have only met twice, didn't know what the other one was writing down. We both wrote down the same word, which was focus.
They did not build their wealth by doing 10 things at once. They picked one thing and poured every ounce of their energy into it. Now you're probably thinking that focusing on just one thing is way too risky. You want a backup plan. But your backup plan is actually a trap. When you give yourself a plan B, you almost guarantee that plan A will fail. Because you don't lack time or resources, you lack the courage to bet on yourself completely. When you finally commit, everything changes. So here are 10 money rules that will force you to focus and skyrocket your net worth. Charge higher prices to fewer people. You think you need thousands of customers paying a tiny amount to get rich. That's completely wrong. Most entrepreneurs are terrified of charging higher prices. You lower your hourly rates because you think it will attract a massive crowd. Instead, you attract people who don't value your time. It is much easier to find 10 customers who will pay you $1,000 than to find 1,000 customers who will pay you $10. If you want to build a $500,000 business, you need clients who are worth $50,000 a year to you. You don't want to do all the grueling work for clients paying you pennies. You need to upgrade your offers immediately. Harvard Business Review shows that premium pricing actually increases perceived value. Customers respect your service more when they pay significantly more. So if you sell a software product, don't just charge $20 a month and hope they figure it out. Charge $2,000 a month and personally help the clients win massive victories. You get vastly better results. Your clients get vastly better results. You build a highly profitable business that doesn't run you into the ground. This specific pricing strategy leads directly into how you fund your daily operations. Fund your business with clients, not investors. People think that raising capital from venture capitalists is the ultimate goal. Raising capital is a trap. If you get an investor to give you $50,000, they will take half your business. You might make $50,000 just by landing 2 high-ticket clients. When you raise money, you buy a boss. You lose your freedom and your control. The Wall Street Journal reported that 3 out of 4 venture-backed startups fail completely. Your clients should fund your growth. When you deliver massive value, they will pay you gladly. You use that exact money to build your website and hire your team. You keep all your equity. You stay the owner of your dream. You don't have to report to a board of directors who only care about fast returns. You get to build the business on your own terms. Keeping your equity matters, but you also have to protect your daily time. Stop over-delivering on low-ticket offers. You are spending way too much time on deals that pay you almost nothing. Now, you might over-deliver and spend 40 hours on a 5-figure deal. You undercut yourself and charge $10,000 instead of $40,000. That burns you out and destroys your profit margins. You bend over backwards for people who demand everything and pay nothing. The Pareto principle proves that 80% of your results come from 20% of your effort. You need to stop doing the work that doesn't scale. Serve your premium clients deeply. Let the low-paying clients go. They complain the most and they pay the least. Free up your schedule so you can focus on high-level strategy. Your time is your most valuable asset. When you stop wasting hours on low-value tasks, you open up space for massive income leaps. And once you control your time, you must control your tracking. Track your money like you track your health. You can't improve what you don't measure accurately. Most people treat their finances like it's some mystery. You avoid looking at your bank account because you're afraid of what you will see. You have to stop hiding from your own numbers. If your physical goal is to drop your weight to 185 pounds and live completely pain-free, you track your sleep and your resting heart rate and your weight. You might wear your Oura ring like I do to monitor your daily readiness score. You treat your physical health like a serious data project. You need to demand real numbers. You need to do the same thing with your total net worth. You look at your bank accounts daily. You track your daily spending. The American Psychological Association calls this the measurement effect. Simply tracking a specific behavior automatically changes that behavior for the better. When you track every single dollar, you instantly stop wasting your money on things that don't matter. You gain absolute clarity and total control over your future. Tracking gives you the hard data you need to build a real system that scales. Build a machine, not just a job. Now, most entrepreneurs just buy themselves a terrible job, right? If you stop working, your income stops entirely. That is not a business. That is a cage. You need to build a machine around your work. So look at your daily systems. You have to ask yourself, if your business can generate $20,000 a month if you don't show up to work. Harvard Business Review highlights that process-driven companies scale much faster and survive longer than founder-dependent companies. So document your daily steps. Hire people to do the tedious tasks that you hate doing. Step out of the daily grind so you can focus on the bigger vision. Your job is to replace yourself as fast as possible. Start a business development show to get referrals. Cold calling is completely dead. You need a better way to network with wealthy clients. One of the things we teach inside of our Movement Makers program is to start a simple video show. Interview the top 50 people in your specific industry. Invite them on your show and tell your story. Nobody asks them for an interview. And when they say yes, that 30-minute conversation turns into a deep relationship. You don't have to be a professional broadcaster. You just have to be curious. LinkedIn data shows that 85% of all jobs and major deals are filled via networking. So don't ask for a sale, ask for the interview. Bring them massive value first. The referrals flow naturally because you build real trust over time. But building that trust requires you to listen more than you speak. Stop giving free advice until they ask. You want to help absolutely everyone. You see a problem and you immediately try to fix it. Giving advice before someone asks creates instant friction. They don't want what they didn't ask for. You push them away when you try to solve a problem they haven't admitted that they have. You need to ask them probing questions instead. Keep asking questions until they finally ask you what you would do in their situation. Psychology Today notes that unsolicited advice is almost always perceived as harsh criticism. So wait patiently for the clear invitation. When they ask you for your help, they are fully ready to pay for your premium solution. You can only guide the people who are truly ready to be guided. This level of patience, though, requires you to narrow your focus completely. Focus on the first 5 clients, not the next 5,000. You're stressing out how to scale to millions of users. You don't even have your perfect 5 clients yet. Stop worrying about massive growth at the very beginning. If you have a high-level program like we have, Movement Makers, figure out how to make it incredibly fun and life-changing for just 5 people. You have to nail the foundation before you build the skyscraper. Kevin Kelly wrote the famous essay, 1,000 True Fans. It proves you don't need millions of followers to build massive wealth. If you change 5 lives completely, those people will bring you the next 50 clients. Focus small so you can eventually grow huge. Treat your early clients like royalty, but this type focus requires the right internal motivation. Keep money in your top 5, but never number 1. If money is your only goal, you will quit when the journey gets hard. Money is a powerful tool. It is the fuel for your car. You absolutely need it, but it can't be your destination. Your main mission has to be bigger than your bank account. You have to have a cause that you would work on, even if you are not getting paid. The National Institutes of Health published studies showing that intrinsic motivation sustains long-term effort much better than external rewards like cash. Put money as your number 2 or 3 on your priority list. Let your true purpose be number 1. You will actually make far more money this way because you weren't burnt out. And your deeper purpose usually ties directly back to the people you love. Put your family's future before your ego. You are making terrible financial decisions based on how you look to strangers on the internet. You need to stop caring about digital likes and start caring about your real legacy. Look closely at your family. Look closely at your husband or wife. They do not care about your daily view count. They care about the secure life you are building for them. You need to focus on what actually moves the needle for your household first. Pew Research Center states that family support is the primary driver of long-term life satisfaction and financial stability. So swallow your pride, do the boring work, send the emails, build the true wealth that changes your family tree forever. Your next move. So you have the exact rules laid out in front of you right now. The only thing missing is your absolute commitment to take action. So stop waiting for the perfect moment and start building your real wealth today. Is there a chance to start all over at 56? Check the video right there next to me. I think you'll love it. Continue to believe, and I'll see you there. 56 is the perfect age to start your next chapter. Most people think that by 56, your life path is set in stone, and they're wrong. The only thing that gets set in stone is your headstone, and you are far from that.